Hi everyone, welcome back. Hope you guys are having a great day. So this is a clip from a previously recorded video. This is a much shorter clip of it. But as always, not financial advice, for entertainment only. Do your own research. And I'm invested in closing companies. And if you enjoy this type of content, hit the like button, subscribe, helps me out tremendously. And let's get into the clip. So if we look at Cleanspark here, Cleanspark is a little bit shorter. Excuse me. Cleanspark had this to say, Zach Bradford, this was a quarter of execution for us as we expect the Washington expansion to go live later this week. We also anticipate that our recently announced acquisition, 2 facilities located in Dalton, Georgia, will be fully operational this month as well. So that's good there. June Bitcoin mining update. So they mined 491 Bitcoin. Calendar year so far, they've mined 3,495. Total BTC holdings was 529. Total BTC converted for operations, they sold basically 413. And then currently deployed fleet of 68,678 miners, representing approximately 6.7 exahash installed and running right now. Operational update. So Dalton Cleanspark's newest campus, which consists of 2 facilities in the town of Dalton, Georgia, began hashing almost immediately. After the acquisition was announced in late June, machines are being racked daily with about 1,500 machines currently online. And an additional 4,500 machines are expected to go live in the coming weeks. So they also didn't report any increases in their network hash rate. I'm wondering if they're possibly taking out some of the older miners. Possibly. We'll take a look at the numbers that we do have for them. Excuse me. Washington facility. The 50 megawatt expansion is expected to energize by the end of the week, which is good. Over 14,000 machines are racked and ready to start hashing, so that's really good there. That should get them another, 1.4 exahash, I believe, if not a little bit more, depending on the machines that are in there. Sandersville crew continues to make major headway as they prep the land for Cleanspark's ambitious expansion in Sandersville. The planned expansion will add over 6 exahash to Cleanspark mining operations, which is also really good there. So they are definitely going to be ramping up production here in the coming months, basically. Okay, other than that, that is all that we have for them, I believe. Yep, that is all. Okay, let's take a look at my spreadsheet on them, and then we'll get into Core Scientific. Okay, so Cleanspark has 112 million shares outstanding roughly right now. Stock price is at $4.87. Market cap 548 million right now. Current hash rate 6.7 exahash. They're supposed to get to about 17.5. This is everything that they bought and is running already or is going to be installed. They did state in previous news releases that they are possibly going to be exchanging some of the older miners for some of the newer ones. That could bring them down to about 16 plus exahash. Don't know exactly where they're going to end up at. We'll take a look at the numbers that we do have as far as which miners could possibly be taken out. Okay, Bitcoin HODL is 529. That's valued about 16 million right now. You can see that their BTC production has been, for the most part, increasing here through January. And then after January, it's kind of stalled a little bit as far as how much they're not growing as much. They've actually been coming down. The result of that is because the network hash rate has been increasing, while their hash rate has pretty much stayed the same a little bit here. We'll take a look at that down below. But that's the reason for it. Month-to-month difference, you can see that as well here. BTC HODL has been increasing here nicely ever since February. They were at 100 in February. And they've added another, over that span of time, about 429 BTC to their HODL position, which is good. BTC per exahash efficiency, they're at 73.3. Everybody's been coming down because the network hash rate has been increasing. BTC sold, on average, they're selling about between 400 and 500, looks like, Bitcoins a month right now to fund operations and fund growth. Hash rate revenue, you can see here that January, right, they pretty much peaked at 6,600, or 6.6 exahash. February, they got up to, or March, they got up to 6.7. They've been kind of flat. You can see that happening. When that happens, you'll see the production of BTC each month going down, okay? The result of that is network hash rate increasing. Monthly revenue, you can see that the revenue has come up nicely here through May. May was obviously their best month, 16.74 million. Prior to that, they were at 15 million in March and April. They're down to 13 million only in June here right now. Even though with Bitcoin price going up, but the network difficulty getting in there, mining less, right? 491 Bitcoins only this month. That definitely had an impact on it. You can see hash growth month over month, how much they've grown, Bitcoin sold value, how much they've been selling of that. Last 4 quarters revenue, nice thing to see with them at least. It seems like ever since Q4 of last year, their revenue has been increasing here. And with them getting more miners installed in the Q3 numbers, that should also help them get that going up in the direction as well. But we'll see. Last 4 quarters of operating costs. Other metrics, you guys can take a look at those as well. Pause it here if you like. Take a look at those. Those are already covered we already covered those in the quarterly results videos. Okay, institutions did increase a little bit here by 1 to 163 from 162. Shares also increased a little bit here as well, about 50,000 or so, it looks like, from 35.57 to 35.62. Percentage-wise increased to 31.74 from 31.7. We still have 1 strong buy rating, 3 buy ratings, 0 hold, 0 underperform, 0 sell. Price targets are still the same, $12, $8, and $6 from the analysts. And you can see here going down to the miners part of things. We do have some older miners that they've talked about possibly exchanging out. So they do have these 86 terahash miners here, 88 terahash miners here as well, and that might be getting out. So we got 93, we got almost 650 petahash right there just between those two alone. And then we got some of the ones that are 98. Those still should be profitable, but I'm thinking maybe those are the ones they're going to be getting rid of, but we'll see. Okay, so based on that and everything else, I had them running to get to the 13.631 million in revenue. I had them operating about 29.76 days, so they did curtail just slightly. Overall, pretty good uptime as it is on that one. Okay, so that's the numbers there, and that's based on the Bitcoin price average for June multiplied by the amount that they mined, and that's how we get the 13.631 million here. Okay, so there's those numbers, and then going back up here to where I see them at. Right now, current quarter is looking at about 45.5 million. That's estimated. Last 3 quarters are actual numbers. So they actually made half in the one single quarter now that they did in the last 3 quarters prior. So that's really good. Combined total is going to be about 141 million, 50% net income. We're looking at 70.9 million, PE of 20. We're looking at $12.59. I gave them a PE of 20 because of their growth. They are going to be adding an additional, what is that, 7, they're adding another, geez, what is that, 9 exahash they're going to be adding, right? They're at 7, they're going to be going to 16, 6, and 3, yeah, 9 exahash. 75% net income, we're looking at possibly $18.88. They're currently at $4.87. Definitely way undervalued, right? Even the analysts have them at $12 for the high, $6 for the low. Even based on the analysts, they're way undervalued on that, okay? Another way to take a look at the way that they're being valued right now is taking the market cap, dividing it by the revenue, basically the last 4 quarters of revenue, current quarter and the last 3 quarters, and you get a ratio of 0.3 basically. Where you look at some of the other guys like Riot, Marathon, even Hut 8, they're getting like a 14 if you look at those guys up here. So you're getting a 14 for them. You're getting also for Riot. Let's see here. Where's Riot? Riot is over here as well. Riot's getting a 14.93. Marathon is getting a 14.41. Right, so you can see how badly they're being valued right now as it is, considering that they're doing actually really well. Not sure what the reason is behind them being, or at least dragging behind, but I'm definitely bullish on them, and dollar cost averaging as best I can to them. Okay, not financial advice, you got to do your own research. But with all that being said, I do think that they are massively undervalued compared to their peers. Okay, so that's kind of what we're looking at. Obviously, we've stalled in production here, or stalled in hash rate increase over the last couple months, and that's based on them buying more miners, waiting for facilities to get upgraded. But once that happens, it's going to be off to the races with them, especially going into Q3 and Q4 of this year before the halving event. And I wouldn't be surprised if things get a little stalled, and maybe not until Q1 of next year. Okay, but nonetheless, they're doing all the right things to get us into the halving event, and then we'll see how the halving event progresses going forward. But overall, great job by those guys there. We'll see how things progress, and that is it. Let me know what you guys think of this or any of the data here.